Yeah, that's a chicken. You want to pet it? You don't pet it? Here. Pet it. Pretty, huh? Pretty bird. Yeah. Welcome to Breaking Bread Homestead. And on this video, I'm going to talk about 5 or so reasons why people at work are asking me, since I've got a homestead, we raise chickens and you guys see goats, cows, and other animals. They're wondering why their chickens are not producing eggs, and they had 7 chickens and they were getting 7 eggs every day or 6 every day, until we got to this about 40 days of a spell of 100-degree weather. No rain, just heat and more heat. Well, I'm going to give you guys a few stressors that are the reasons that cause chickens to not lay eggs. And then sometimes it could be just the breed of chicken that just don't produce during the heat. So you kind of want to do a little bit of research on your chickens on if they're good in your climate or if it's just something to do with the breed. But number one is get them out free range. Free range can help a chicken so much. If you live in the country, I know in the town some people can't, but in the country, because they'll find an air pocket, they'll find cool areas to keep cool and kind of hunker down while the hot spot, and then it'll keep them in a better state of mind. It'll keep them comfortable to where they want to lay eggs and do like that. So I always stress to let your birds free range, let them grub on their own, go get some bugs and do all that. So the first thing to help your birds stay less stressed is let them free range. Second one I can say is try to give them water and more water. Cold water for sure. Hey, put the cat down. I don't like cats. Move. All right. Second thing is cold water. If you can go out and say you let your chickens out at 8 o'clock in the morning and you give them cold water about noonish, go back out. Even if you don't fill the water and they don't need it filled, throw a few ice cubes in it. Maybe throw ice cubes in at 8 o'clock. If you got a few birds, it'll keep it for the most day. And then go out maybe at 4 o'clock before you put them up. Put a few more ice cubes out. So water, huge for chickens to keep them cool. They know where the water is. Don't change it. Just keep it in the same spot. If you feel like the heat's really getting to them, maybe a couple drops of apple cider vinegar will also help. But that's about it on the water. I would just try to keep it cold and keep it coming. Don't let them run out. So there's top 2. Those are the top 2 things I can think to help your egg production. Third, we do it, and it just kind of helps their stomach and stuff. We ferment our feed. We add water. So that morning, whenever we feed all of our chickens, we bring all the feed in that's dry, and we add clabbered milk or goat milk that we milked that morning, or old milk, which is clabbered, and then we use cold water. So overnight, it gets all fermented, and that's what we feed them. That kind of helps them. And then since we have a garden, we'll throw them tomatoes, cucumbers, kind of what we have in excess of. We just kind of break up a couple, give them treats throughout the day. Kind of helps keep the eggs. But the fourth, I always say on the stress, if you have a chicken coop and it's this hot, make sure you have airflow during the night, so they can get all that cool air in there when it gets in the 70s, so it's not 100 degrees in that chicken coop. Have air vents to ventilate the birds so they feel comfortable even in their own coop. And do not, I mean, I understand if you live in the town that you can't just let your birds free range or put them in a cage, because I know you got to worry about city ordinance and stuff like that with chickens, but try not to keep them coop bound all day either, especially in this heat. That'll really slow them down on egg production, especially during the heat, if you're wondering why. So I've had a few people at work ask me, and so I try to figure out why and what maybe is the reason, if it's different birds, you know, different age and stuff like that. You guys know your birds better than I do sometimes, so if you can just watch them whenever they drop in egg production, if it's due to something, and also make sure no predators are around. That's a huge one that'll stop anything. If something's new in the area and the birds are nervous about it, that's something you can watch out for as predators. But so far, nobody's ever said anything about that, which you would notice if you had a raccoon or a skunk, because sometimes they take your birds. So keep your animals safe. Those are about my biggest topics, I would say, on birds, on what helps them keep laying eggs so you can get your good breakfast. And it doesn't help with egg production, but I know people worry about whenever calcium hits the egg, you know, if they're not good and everything. Something's always good, and I know people don't like it when I do it, but I feed them back their own eggs and scrambled. I scramble them up, throw them back into the pen, let them eat it. I mean, if you're not going to use it and you think it's going rotten, might as well just feed it back to them. It's just a circle of life. So try not to let anything go to waste and keep homesteading. I mean, it's not always easy, but hopefully this helps somebody in the future. If nobody, then everybody's doing good. See you later. Till next time.